Hey guys, what's going on? Sage1 back here, and I'm doing a tutorial on Radiant for zoning, because I know it's a very difficult thing when you're getting started with mapping, and I know I had a lot of trouble with it, and I know people that have trouble with it, and well, this is for them and for everybody that needs it, so I hope it helps, but enough dilly-dally. I'm going to jump right into Radiant and see what I can do. Come on. Yeah, my Radiant's not the fastest thing, especially when I'm recording. It especially hates me. Alright, so I already have an example map here. I just used Script Placer, and this was the first room, and I pretty much just made doors all here. Nothing's zoned yet, everything's just started. I'm going to do it all pretty much from scratch, but I'll show you everything you're going to need. So, this is the start zone. This is the zone that you spawn in. This is the zone where the first zombies spawn. So as you see here, we have our player spawners. These are the multiplayer spawns here. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we have the single player spawn. So that's good. What we're gonna need to do now is make an info volume, which is pretty much anything inside the info volume is where it tells the zombies to spawn. So and if a player's inside an info volume, it says to spawn there. Anyways, let's right click on the 2D view and then go to info and then volume. So it created a little box, and you're just going to want to spread it around, right around the room. So anywhere that the players can be inside of, just put it in there. I'll just put it around like that of the area. That's fine, I'll put it there too. And then what I like to do is put it 1 so it's just reaching the very outside of the next wall, because I work in a 4 grid. 4, like if you press 4, technically it's 8 grid. Like if you go into grid and it's grid 8, but its hotkey is 4. But yeah, so grid 8, and I like to put, if you're inside this zone, I know it can't happen, but like it's just, I find it better for me just to put it 1 outside, and then the next zone starts right there, and it goes up and goes 1 outside, and then the next one starts and goes 1. So it's not even on the other side. It's just reaching the wall. So that's pretty much fine. So now we're gonna start doing the zone KBPs. So since this is the start zone, I'm gonna click the zone. And yours doesn't have to be like this, it depends how you put it in your mapname.gsc. But for now, just for an example, and do it this way, because, well, what's the point, really, of doing it another way? This is just the easiest way. So I'm going to type, take off caps, I'm going to type target name, and then start zone. So now we have, that's like that's what calls the zone or whatever. It's pretty much just the zone name is there. Now, I'm gonna say target and then start zone underscore spawners. And then you'll see it'll link to this zombie. This zombie was one of the example zombies. If you made your zombies from scratch, then you would just go in and you would, so let's just say, even though I already kind of screwed it up, let's just say you came to this zombie and you wanted them to link, because you'll see there's a bunch of like random, if you see all these lines here, that's pretty much it's saying that it's trying to link to something, but there's nothing to link to. And if I go to this spawner and then press N, and let's see, that's all the normal KBPs. What we want to type is target name and then start zone spawners. So that means that it's targeting that zone. So that's good. So now, pretty much any zombie that is linked to this zone means it's going to be spawning in there or wherever. I think this guy's a riser. I'm only going to be using risers because I don't really have the time to put other spawners in. But, alright, that's good. Now, these are zombie spawners here for risers, but I'm just going to delete those so I can kind of give an example. And I'm going to hide the zone for a second. By the way, you can hide stuff by just selecting them and pressing H, and then to unhide them you just press Shift H, and then that'll unhide it. And also, let me see if I can figure this out. I don't know, never mind. Alright, so I'm just going to hide it, and I'm going to make a new script struct, so go to where you want to create it, right click, go to script, and then struct. So then make sure it's halfway into the ground, has to be exactly halfway, and then press N to go into the entity window, and then what you're going to want to type is target name start underscore zone underscore spawners underscore rise. So the little rise at the end indicates that it's a riser spawn. So technically this right here is a riser spawner. That's what actually connects to the zone itself. Oh, what, did I do something? Oh, there we go. So that's what actually connects to the zone itself, kind of, I guess you could say that. And then this is the actual spawn. It's just saying, yeah, it's kind of hard to explain. But yeah, that's pretty much, you have to have start underscore zone underscore spawners underscore rise. So it's pretty much the zone name and then underscore spawners underscore rise. But anyways, I'm going to copy this, put a couple spawners in. That's nice. Alright, so that's pretty much good for the start zone. Now, let's create the next zone. So the next zone is in this room over here, and it's going to be called, I'm just going to call it zone 2, because it is the second zone. So we'll make it a little bit easier. So here I'll right click and go to info, volume, and then we'll stretch it around. And then as you see right here, it has to be, well, it doesn't have to be, but it should be touching the other zone. So I'm just going to put it so it's right against it. So now it's, if I drag it up, it's right neck and neck with the other zone. So that's good. What I'm going to do now is select this info volume, press N, and then I'm going to type target name, and then zone 2 underscore, or no, I should say zone 2, sorry. So target name zone 2, and then I'll type target zone 2 underscore spawners. So that's good. So now you can see it's trying to target something, but there's nothing to target. So now we're going to do the spawners, and I'm not going to like redo an entire spawner. I'm just going to go to the previous one, and I'm going to copy it over. And now it's over there, but you still see it's still attached to this first zone. We don't want that. We want it to be attached to the second zone, so zombies spawn there. So what we're going to do is on this, with the second zombie selected, we're going to press N to open up the entity window, and you'll see target name start zone spawners. Well, you can just click it right there, and then you'll see target names highlighted, and then it's down here. Make sure that's selected, and then we're going to change this, the value, to zone 2 underscore spawners. And then as you see, the line will change and it'll target this zone. So now this zone is targeting the zombie. As you can see, the arrow right here is pointing to it, so that's good. Now what we're going to want to do is make some more risers for this, because this is still a riser spawner. We did not change that. So I'm going to make some more risers. So I'll right click, go to script, struct, and then I'm going to place it halfway into the ground. Has to be halfway, make sure it is. Alright, so then you're going to want to press N, and then target. Oh, I thought I spelled something wrong. Huh. Okay, so then what you're going to want to say is target name, and then zone 2 underscore spawners underscore rise. So now I'm just going to go back here for a second for an example. I'm going to hide this info volume and this info volume so I can kind of see a little bit better. I'm not deleting them, I'm just hiding them by pressing H with them selected. And so if you look at this one, it says start underscore zone underscore spawners underscore rise. So it indicates that the zone name is start underscore zone. Then if we go over here, it says zone 2 underscore spawners underscore rise. So I hope that can kind of help to understand how it's kind of formatted. But that's good. So I'm just gonna copy this. And oh shit, I just forgot something. Let me put this here. If you pretty much when the zombies spawn here, they're gonna be doing auto chase. So pretty much they're not going to a window and tearing boards down. They're just gonna be just spawning up and running at you. And to do that, you have to enter a different KVP into the riser spawners. So I'm just gonna select this guy, and then what you're gonna want to type is, it's a brand new KVP. You don't have to edit the original. You just want to type script underscore noteworthy, and then find underscore flesh. I'll select both of these to do the, yeah, and then there it is. I can just highlight value and then press it, and there it is. So now all of those spawners have find flesh. Now I'm gonna highlight all of these guys too. The KVV doesn't change for whatever zone you're in. You just gotta, so I'm gonna select the value. There we go. Script noteworthy find flesh. So that's good. I'll unhide the zones now. So now we have two different zones. And the problem is, if you buy the door, there's no way that it's going to be able to key the zone. So like, how is it going to be able to like say, alright, start spawning now? And that pretty much works on the trigger of the door you made. So this is a common mistake people make. They select the door itself. You don't want to fool with this. Just leave it alone. Select the trigger that's on the door between zone 1 and zone 2. So start zone is zone 1, then zone 2 is, well, zone 2. So this is the door that divides the two. And its trigger is what's going to say when zone 2 starts spawning zombies. So what you're going to want to do is press N on the trigger, and then we're going to want to type script underscore flag, and then we're going to want to type enter underscore zone 2. And now remember, where it says enter underscore zone 2, that all depends what you put in your map name GSC. So I'll come back to this when I'm in my map name GSC to kind of show how I'm doing it. But just for now, just put it as that. It's fine. So I'll go into that. And now pretty much what's going to happen is when you buy this door, it's going to say enter zone 2. Okay, so he wants to go into zone 2. So I'll start spawning zombies, and then zombies will start spawning in here. So that's good. So the next one is pretty much just the same. We're going to take, we're going to go over here, and I'll right click, go to info, volume, and then I'm going to surround the zone with it. So now it should be touching like that. And then I'm going to put it one more over here too. So now this is zone 3. So I'm just going to click on the zone, press N, and then I'm going to type target name, and then zone 3. And I'll just leave it like that, and then I'm going to type target, and then zone 3 underscore spawners. So pretty simple. Now I'm going to take this zombie, I'm going to copy him, and I'll move him over here. And now you still see he's still connected to zone 2. So what you're going to want to do is, with the guy selected that's going to be in zone 3 but is still attached to zone 2, we're going to press N, and then where it says target name, we're just going to select it, and you'll see the target name select. And then I'll just change where it says zone 2, and I'll just change it to zone 3, and I'll press enter, and then you'll see the line change, and it'll go to zone 3. So now we have zone 3 spawners, and then it's connected to the zombie. So that's good. Now I'm going to put the script structs in. So I'm just going to move the zone. I'm just going to hide it for a second, which you can hide it by pressing H, and then unhide it by holding Shift and then pressing H. Alright. So I'm going to make a new script struct. So right click, go to script, and then struct, and then it's halfway in the ground. Make sure it's halfway in the ground. Press N to bring up the entity window, and then I'm going to type target name. I know it's already there, but and then zone 3 underscore spawners underscore rise. So that's good. Now it's being the zone's targeting this too, and then what we're also going to want to type is script underscore noteworthy, and then find underscore flesh right there. So now you see it says, yeah, it's find flesh. So that means it'll auto chase, and it'll, like, the zombies will, like, just auto start running for you. They won't need to go to a window. And if you don't put that in, they'll just stand there and do nothing until you put a window in front of them to go to. So it's pretty stupid. So just make sure you do that. Alright. Here's where it starts getting a little bit different. Pretty much, if you see the let's see. I guess it won't matter right now, but let's just... Yeah, it won't matter right now. Never mind. Sorry. I hope I'm not trying to make it super confusing, because really you just gotta wrap your head around it a little bit. It is difficult at first, don't get me wrong, but... And trust me, I know I went through all this too, so... Okay, so I made a new info volume. This will be zone 4. Select, press N, and then I'll put target name zone 4, and then I'll put target, and then zone 4 underscore spawners. So now I'm going to copy the spawner from zone 3. I'm going to move him over to the other side, but he's still linked to zone 3. So with our new zombie selected, let's go down to him. Let's take a look at him. Hey, zombie. Alright, so with him selected, we're going to press N, and then you'll see it'll say zone 3 underscore spawners. Just click the KBP, and then we're going to change 3 to 4, press enter. Oh, don't want that. And then we'll see it'll change and select zone 4. So that's good. So now what we're going to do is, I forgot to do this, I think. So we made the thing on the first zone. Go back here. And on the trigger, it says script underscore flag enter underscore zone 2. So it's entering zone 2, which is right here. This is zone 2. As you see, zone 2. So now we have to make it so when you buy this door, it goes from zone 2 to zone 3. So let's select the trigger, press N, and then let's make script underscore flag, and then we'll do enter underscore zone 3. So now it's entering zone 3, and zone 2 going to zone 3, which is here. So that's good. So there, it's going to zone 3. And then here, we're going from zone 3 to zone 4. So let's put script flag and then enter underscore zone 4. Oh. So now it says that, enter underscore zone 4 on that. Well, it's going to this zone, zone 4. So that's good. I think we need to, we need to put riser spawns in here. So I'm going to right click, go to script, struct, make sure it's halfway in the ground, which it is. Go into the entity window by pressing N, and then we're going to type target name once again, and then zone 4 underscore spawners rise. And just double check, this is zone 4. Yes, it is zone 4, input volume zone 4. Zone 4. So now we're going to need to type script underscore noteworthy, and then we're going to type find underscore flesh. Make sure to do that, or else your spawners won't work unless they're behind a window. So that's good. Now, as I was saying before, and I kind of got stuttered up, is the reason I put this zone beside is because 2 zones are linking from another one. It's not going consistently. Like, throughout all these, it's just been going zone 1 to zone 2, zone 2 to zone 3. Now it's going zone 3 to zone 4, and zone 3 to zone 5. So I know that's kind of a mouthful, but pretty much all it's saying is, from this zone, zone 3, you can go into one area where zombies spawn if you buy the door, and you can go into another area where zombies spawn. So it's just called zone 5 because, well, it is technically the 5th zone. You can call it whatever you want, but I'm just doing it as an easy example, I guess. So now I'm gonna go over here, and even though right now we're only in zone 3, I'm gonna put a thing on this door. Or I'm not gonna do that yet, but anyways, so now it's going from zone 3, which is here, to zone 5, which is in this area, because zone 4 is over here already. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible for you to understand, but if you have any problems, please feel free to comment or PM me, and I will try my best to help. Right click and go to info, where's info, and then volume. And then we'll surround the zone with it. So that's good. Now our zone is right there. And now I'm gonna press N with the zone selected. I'm gonna type target name zone 5, and then I'm gonna type target, and then zone 5 underscore spawners. Good. So now you can see it trying to target something due to all the lines in the middle, but it's not finding anything because nothing is linked to it. So I'm going to go get the zombie from zone 4, and then I'm going to go and put it right next to zone 5, but as you see, still linked to zone 4, so we're going to have to change the KVP on it. So press N with it selected, and then where it says target name zone 4 underscore spawners, let's press the KVP, select it, and then just change zone 4 to zone 5, and then as you see, it changes to this zone. So that's good. Now, something we're going to need to do is go down here, and then we're going to need to make the spawners. Alright, so let's go right click, and then go to script, struct, and then we'll make sure it's halfway in the ground. It must be halfway, as I've said before, and then we'll press N on it, and then we'll type target name, which is already there, and we'll type zone 5 underscore spawners underscore rise. So that's good. Yeah, also need to put another KVP in, script underscore struct, and then zone 5, oh wait, no, sorry, not zone 5. I'm doing this entire tutorial pretty quickly, and I'm not thinking with my brain, I'm thinking with my mouth. That's kind of what she said, never mind what I'm saying. Script struct, and then say, oh, what the fuck, I'm really messing up, I apologize, please do not put that. Put script underscore noteworthy, and then find underscore flesh. Good. Sorry, I just went blank there. So I'm just going to spread these around a little bit. So now, that is pretty much all the zoning. So if we go here now, and then go to the trigger between zone 3 and zone 5. We will see the trigger here. We'll select the trigger on the door, and then we'll press N, and then we're going to want to type script_flag, and then enter _zone 5. So that's good. Now all the zones should be linked. Let's go back and double check. We see the spawner there is linked to this zone. This zone is called start zone. And trigger says enter zone 2. This is zone 2. The next trigger says enter zone 3. Zone 3. And this one is enter zone 4. So we're going from zone 3 to zone 4. And then over here we're going from zone 3 to zone 5. So it says on the door between zone 3 and zone 5, enter zone 5. So it's entering zone 5. Alright, so we're all good for that. I'm going to close out of Radiant and try, if you need to, write them all down, like what goes from what. But pretty much we're going to go into the script and then tell it what it's supposed to be doing through all this. So I'm just going to save it. And then what I'm going to do is, I haven't moved it yet, so I'm going to go to my root folder. And then I'm going to go to raw and maps. And then I'm going to search for my map, which is Nazi Zombie Zone Toot GSC, and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to go back to my root, and then go to mods, find my map, which is mod zone, so it's Nazi Zombie Zone Toot, go to maps, paste it in there. So that's good. Now I'm going to open up Nazi Zombie Zone Toot, and I'm going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you'll see at the very bottom there'll be a function. It'll be called DLC3_zone_init. So right here it'll say add adjacent zone, initial zone, zone 1, enter zone 1. So we're just going to have to change this just a smidge. To get it to the right format, we're going to change initial zone. I'm going to erase that, and we're going to call it start zone. So that's the starting zone. And then from zone 2, it's going to be moving on to zone, or from start zone, sorry, it's going to be moving on to zone 2, right there. And then think about between start zone and zone 2. So between these two. So picture these as info volumes. This is the start zone where we started. And then this here is the second zone. In between it is where the trigger is. And the trigger says enter _zone 2. So we're just going to change where it says here enter _zone 1 to enter _zone 2, because that right there is referring to that KVP on the trigger. So I'm going to change it to enter _zone 2. And then below it, I'm just going to change this because it says zone 1. I'm going to change this to zone 2, because pretty much what this is saying is this is the zone before. So this is the start zone is the zone before zone 2. And then right here, zone 2 is the zone before zone 3. And then to enter zone 3, it was enter _zone 3. So now we have start zone, which is going into zone 2, and to enter it, we're just saying enter _zone 2. That is what's on the trigger. And then here it's coming from start zone, or sorry, zone 2, and then it's going to zone 3. And the KVP on the trigger to get into zone 3 is enter _zone 3. So now what we're going to do is just copy this line, and then we're going to change the numbers. It's pretty much easy from here. You just go to start zone 3, zone 4, zone 4, copy the line again, zone. So now here's where it gets tricky. You remember how I showed that the two zones go off from the one? So zone 3 you go from zone 3 to zone 4, right? And it's enter zone 4. But from here, to get to zone 5, you go from zone 3. So you wouldn't change this first one to zone 4. You would keep it as zone 3, because you are going from zone 3. But you're going to zone 5. So going from zone 3 to zone 5, and you can also go from zone 3 to zone 4. So there's 2 doors in the one room. Now I'm going to change the enter zone 4. I'm going to change that to enter zone 5. And that's pretty much all you need. So take a look at this. It's not the most difficult thing, so just keep that in mind. So I'm going to say Control S to save it. It's good. I'll close all this down, and I'm going to check everything in my mod. And I'm pretty much just going to build and compile, nothing special. I hope zoning turns out to be a lot easier for you because of this tutorial, or other tutorials, because I know it can be a very difficult thing at first, but once you get it, it does turn out pretty easy. So I'll compile BSP, compile lights, connect paths, compile reflections, build fast files, BSP info, mod specific map to zone_2, compile level. It's a mouthful, isn't it? Alright, so that's done compiling. Now I'm going to go to Nazi Zombie Zone 2 patch. I'm going to only build fast files, mod specific map, compile level. Alright guys, that is that portion of the tutorial. Now I'm just going to show you the example in World at War, so I'll be back in like 2 seconds. Alright guys, I'm in game, and I'm just going to launch my map. I've been typing for so long now, my fingers are like killing me. So if I'm typing really damn slow, give me a break. No, it's _zone_toot. So now it's going to load up the map. Now we'll spawn in here. We got doors. For some reason, the texture isn't showing up well in that. Anyways, we have zombies. They're walking around. They're just chilling out. So I just made the little test level. Alright, so we got this. Kill that guy. I'm going to open this zone. So now we're inside of zone 2. When I open that, it's told it to open zone 2. And I know why. It's because I didn't put the light grid around the map. So now you see zombies start spawning in here. So that's nice. Grab this off the wall. I don't have sounds on some of the guns because, well, that's for another time. Pretty much it's for COD 4 guns. The sounds, I had too many sounds and I had to replace some. So anyways, yeah, so we see the zombies spawned in here nicely. Now I'm going to open the third zone. So this is zone 3. And we have Jug and a PTRS. I want that PTRS. Oh, my bad. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Alright, they're spawning in here, which means zone 3 is active and working. So that's a good thing. Now we know that. And hopefully I don't die. Sorry to be a bitch about it, but I'm gonna go on God mode, just in case. Because that would really suck. Alright, grab the PTRS. Alright, so now I'm going to open zone 4. So this is zone 3 going to zone 4. Then this is zone 3 going to zone 5. Just to be clear about that. So now we know zone 4 is active because the zombies are spawning in here. So that's nice. It's all going. perfect plan. And I'm gonna die. I need to get my sniper rifle. Sniper rifle. Oh, damn, triple cloud. I know I sound like an Xbox kid. Isn't it awesome? Collateral. Oh. Yeah, so all the zones so far are working correctly, which is nice. I'm sorry that everything's black. I forgot to put the light grid volume over the map. So now we're going to open up zone 5. So this is zone 3 going to zone 5. And I have the Pack-a-Punch in here. Hey, Pack-a-Punch. And then I have PPSH. And they're spawning in here, which means the zones are active and working. That's pretty much all, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And I hoped it helped a lot too, because it was a bit of a pain in the ass. But hopefully in the end it helped out, which is all that really matters. And if you have any problems or anything that you want to point out, just feel free to leave a thing in the comments. And well, that's all for now. So peace out, guys.